Hello, hello, hello. What what is good, everybody? Hope you're doing well today on this Friday, as we are slowly but surely closing out February. Hello, hello, hello. Check the sound here. Make sure that it's good. Okay. Again, hope you're doing well. Hope you and your family are everybody's doing well, and hope that the return of the NBA last night was kind to you. It was not kind to me. I did fairly decent on my college basketball picks, but NBA just was not kind to me at all last night. I went in total. I went 5, 11, and 1 in total between with everything, but college I went 3 and 2 with my 5 picks from yesterday, last night. Did a lot, as always. We'll continue to mention. Did a live stream the day before. Gonna look to push to do those throughout the weeks, and just push to do. Of course, the main focus is the NBA, but also to getting a little bit more comfortable with doing college basketball right now, as March Madness is pretty much not that far away, and then hopefully come next season for college basketball we'll dive more into the new season to come once this season is up, and I might look into women's the WNBA. I think I can bet on the college, but it's like real light. I mean, technically, well, yeah, it's real light. WNBA I can do player props and stuff, but because I was doing some last season with that one. But outside of that, for the NBA's 9 games, I had 9 picks from yesterday's stream. I added 2 more. One parlay it was just specifically for 4 players to basically score. I think it was like 3 points each every quarter, and the only one that came through was Kevin Durant. He was the only one, and I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe if I split this up, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna just do the parlay. I don't want to add any more possible losses, which again, at the end of the day, I would have only had I went 2 and 9 for my NBA picks out of the 11 that I put together, so that would have been 3 and 13, I guess, maybe something like that. 3 and 12, something. So yeah, just like it just didn't really work out. There were a few picks though that literally either barely missed or which is way off, when it's pertaining to the NBA picks last night. Again, quick recap. In no specific order, I'm just going to go with from top to bottom here. Like I said, the 4-leg parlay was over on FanDuel, to basically get back like a couple of bucks off of 20 cents. It was Jason Tatum, John Morant, Jalen Brunson, and Kevin Durant. All of them to score 3 points in every quarter. The pick was pretty much shut down for the John Morant pick. His pick was a plus value. Everybody else was minus value. John Morant's pick was plus 155. I just threw it in there, hoping that he would go out there and make it do what it do. But I think he finished with like 12 points or something like that last night. He just couldn't figure out his game for us, and we lost. So that's that. But the pick was done in the first quarter because he only finished with 2 points, so it was automatically a wrap once I saw that. So again, like I said, Kevin Durant was the only one that showed up last night for this pick. I was really looking at it, to be honest, per the value, it would have either been Jason Tatum or Kevin Durant. Both those picks were minus 130. Those were the lowest ones. So when you're doing stuff like that, you still want to, as a bettor, you still want to take like the better value out of a lot of picks, while you could still say like, oh well, maybe with the plus 155 that John Morant was at, maybe he'll still go out there and do it, and you'll get that, a little bit of extra funds in your pocket if he does do it. So that's more of a higher risk than the minus 130. So, but that's that one that did not cash. The other one that didn't cash was I took the San Antonio Spurs to go under their team total points, 117 and a half. Main reason was because Wemby got ruled out for the season. But I should have known. Phoenix is not a team that you want to rely on right now. You want to fade them. You want to, if anything, you want to at least rely on Kevin Durant to go out there and score points, and maybe Devin doing something. But the team as a whole is just struggling right now. And I really should have taken. Really, to be honest, I should have taken the Spurs on the spread at least. I can't remember what it was, but they ended up scoring 120 points against Phoenix at home, and they play again tonight, and I'll be talking about that pick for the Spurs tonight. The Cavs, for them to score, this was another one that I randomly took. This is an addition. I took the Cavs to score 100 points within the first 3 quarters. It was plus value, plus 385. That was a long shot. I kind of figured that I wasn't going to hit, but it was just like, hey, if it can get me back, some extra funds, sure, I'll take it. But they basically hit 100 points by, I want to say, the 4th quarter, basically. So once I looked at the score, I was like, oh, okay. And I really should have faded. I was looking at it too. I should have faded the Brooklyn Nets team total points. I really should have. I was really leaning towards that, but I went with the over for the game. That I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, that one was that. Next up, I was hopeful for this pick. Like I said in yesterday's stream, I was a stickler for doing this pick. I still did it. I faded the Charlotte Hornets to go under their team total points, 155 and a half. It was minus 110 per the pick. They scored 115 points on the road against Denver, and that was my thought process. I was like, Denver gives up points. They don't, their defense doesn't really shut teams down. I don't see this happening, but I'm gonna take the gamble. I should have went with the over and relied on them to do it, but I said, nah, I'm gonna see if they'll do it again, because they scored 100 points on the road the night before in a win against the Lakers. So it was just like, maybe they'll do it again. They didn't do it. They came out still balled. But that's that. Norman Powell was the one that was the Knicks. It didn't cash. It didn't fail because he didn't play. He was game time decision, and I guess they ruled him out just before the game. I didn't get any notifications on that info, but I pretty much got that money back on that pick. This one, again, another hopeful, was I decided to fade the Orlando Magic on the road. Team total points, 111 and a half. They scored 114 against Atlanta, and not only top of that, they won the game, 114 and 108. So yeah, that one failed. Orlando decided to put something together and figure some things out on the road here. Maybe they were down. I can't remember. I think they were down in the first half, but they figured some stuff out in the second half, because I fell asleep last night. So yeah, I didn't really get a chance to see what really happened with the game. But that's that. Next up was the over, or the Jover as I will call it. Cleveland at Brooklyn. That's the one I talked about. I took the over 225 and a half. Like I said, I was leaning towards the under on the game. Took me a few minutes to really make a decision on what I really wanted to do with this pick. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the chance. Maybe Brooklyn comes out here and scores some points. Kind of figured that Cavs were probably going to score 120-something points tonight. And, of course, Brooklyn scores at least a little over 100, and that'll account to that 225, But that didn't happen. Cavs shut them down to 97 points, and Cleveland could not get 120. They only scored 110. So that's that. But the one over that did cash for me was the Celtics at Philly. I felt really good about this pick. It was 223 and a half for the over. I wasn't really sure if Embiid was really playing. I kind of figured that he would, plus Paul George. But at the same time, we didn't really know what they were going to do on the court together. Really didn't look at any stats or anything. But I did see that the score went over. I got the notification on my phone saying the score went over. It hit 228, so I'll gladly take that. So, and of course, Boston won. I think they covered the spread too, but I don't remember what it was. But they won by 20 points, 124 to 104. So I'll gladly take that win. And then we move on to the next. The last. The last three losses of the night for me for the NBA. Stephon Castle, I felt good about this pick. Again, Wemby was out. I thought that he was going to get more touches, get more chances, but I think maybe more so he was just off that night. He had 6 points in the first half. I took his over on points, 13.5 for him to get 14 points. Felt really good. It was minus 112, right? Minus 120. And I was just like, he should be able to go out there and get 14 points tonight. He should. Plus, he's at home, And I think he finished with 15, 16 points the night before or something like that. So it was just like, I kind of feel, well, not the night before, but the last time he played. But I kind of felt like he could get these 14 points. He finished with 10. I didn't see him grabbing 10 rebounds, though. That's the only thing. I didn't really think to take an assist or point. I think he had 3 steals last night too. So it was just like I didn't really see anything outside of him just scoring. If I had felt really good about him rebounding, I would have taken his rebounds at least, because he knocked that way out of the park. You could have pretty much taken his over on his rebounds and then just put him down for 10 if you felt like, hey, maybe he'll go out there and get. Nobody thought for him to go out there and get 10 rebounds last night, and he did. So, but yeah, I think that was the reason why he was a part of the reason why they won. This one I felt good about. I really thought that the Blazers were going to cover the spread. It was plus 3.5, but that didn't happen. They lost by 8 points. Lakers scored 110. Portland scored 102. Let me look at this real quick. Let me see, because I can't remember off the top of my head. What did Luka do last night? Luka did not play. Okay. Braun had 40 points. Okay. Austin Reeves had 32. Great. And he had 7 assists. Great. I glanced at his assists. I didn't take it. It was at plus value. I just wasn't sure. So there's that. Oh, look at that. Jeremy Grant, 30 minutes, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, but 3 steals. But he fouled out with six fouls. So that works out. So yeah. Plus, they didn't have. I don't think they had. He disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't see him at all. I don't see Ayton. Oh, there he goes. Ayton's not playing. He's pretty much injured for like the next couple of weeks. So there's that. So yeah, like I said, I felt good about that, but yeah, didn't work out. And the last pick that, or two, well, actually no, I had another. So my 2 lock picks, I went 1-1 last night. Should have started with that first, but it's okay. I went 1-1 on my 2 lock picks. I took the under for the Pacers team total under 123.5 against my Grizzlies. It was just depending on what was going to happen. Again, I kind of feel like because Jaw struggled and whatever else was going on, I really should have leaned more towards Edey for rebounds. I thought about it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to rely on the team itself to go out here and play some defense. Edey had 11 rebounds last night. So he went over his rebounds. I thought about it, but I didn't grab it. The Pacers are seemingly back to full health too. So I just wanted to see if my Grizzlies could really do some stuff last night on the road, and we couldn't do anything. We only scored 113 points, while the Pacers scored 127. So that first lock pick did not cash, but the other lock pick did. And that other lock pick was for the Bulls and Knicks to go under the total, which was 243. I know it did dip up to 243.5, but then it ended up dipping up to it ended up going up to 250. I found very interesting, and I was just like, If it's going up to that number, then I might as well just go on ahead and be glad that I took the under where it was at, because with that number going up the way that it was, I just kind of had that feeling that it was going to go in the right, because I'm sitting back like, well, wait, Josh isn't playing. OG was game time decision. Let me double check and see. I don't think he played last night. So the only thing that you could really think to do if you weren't going to take the over for the game was look at Karl Anthony Towns for PRAs, points, rebounds, or a combination of both, or rebounds alone. And he went out there and smashed it. 32 points, 18 boards, and 2 assists. He had 2 steals too. So he balled out, and he went 2 for 10 from 3. He was shooting a lot of threes. He shot 10 threes last night. Sheesh. So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you could have possibly thought about taking Vucevic's rebounds, but he finished with 9. So the other thing that you could think to do was take Vucevic's points. I didn't look at this. This is my first time looking at this stuff. I didn't see Josh Giddey scoring 27 points, going 4 for 6 from 3, and having 16 rebounds. Sheesh. You would have thought he would have had at least triple-double last night, but he only had 4 assists because his teammates weren't making shots. So the final score was 111-113, and then went into overtime. So that lets me know that, look at this, first quarter, Bulls won 21-19, very low scoring. Then in the second quarter, Knicks turn around and win the second quarter by scoring 31 points, and the Bulls scored 32. But the third quarter is where they really decided to play. Bulls scored 38 points, and the Knicks scored 33. But then they dipped back down, and the Bulls won basically the Bulls won 3 out of the 4 quarters. They won the fourth quarter 23-21. So, but the Knicks won in the OT, and they won the game. But Bulls covered the spread at 10.5. I thought about taking the spread for this game, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't. So that is that, and that's all the picks, guys, that I pretty much sucked at. Let's see what we can do today. I went through most of the games for tonight. I'm more than likely gonna do some college picks. Oh, real briefly about the college picks. Like I said, went 3-2 for college. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I decided to do that. I'm using Pickett, as I always say. Go download Pickett. It's a free app. What the? Hold on, give me one. I don't know what is going on. But yeah, go use Pickett. It's free. Keeps track of all of your bets, everything like that, and you But yeah, it's free, and you get to, keep track of all of your bets. It shows all your bets, every last one of them on the thing together. College, I took the under, team total under for NCAA. I can't remember specifically who that was. I think it was North Carolina. I think I could be wrong. Team total under, they scored 53 points at home, so I'll take it. Took the over on Chicago State. Team total points over 62.5. They scored. Looks like it says 62, but I guess because that happens, there's sometimes like an error and it still goes through, so I'll take it anyway. But yeah, it looks like they did, and they must have taken the basket back, but I'll take the win anyway. But it went green for me. It was minus 104, so I'll take it. And so that one, and this one was right on the nose. Marshall at Old Dominion. Over 104, 105 and a half. They both teams totaled 158, and that was that. But the other two losses was UMBC, the spread plus 7.5. They got pretty much blown out the water at home, on the road, 98-79. So that didn't cash. And the other one was Radford at home against UNCA. The over 146.5, but they totaled 130. So yeah, I have one pick currently right now locked in for college, but I have 7 picks currently for the NBA. Let's dive into those picks, and let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Okay. First up was, hold on. I thought I already did that game, or maybe I accidentally skipped that game. I guess I did. So I have not 5. I have 4 picks. I thought I picked. Okay, we can run through real quick. This is gonna be a live pick. I thought I picked for the. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's why it's not showing up. So let me see if it's available now, because it's almost 8:30. So it's not It's not the pick that I'm talking about is not available here on Outlier. But I looked at the stats for Orlando at home, or yeah, I think it was at home. So, or no, just in general, last 5 or so games. Orlando, first half, they've struggled to win the first half. So okay, now it's available officially. I'll take that. So I'm deciding to go to rely on my Grizzlies again, because again, I tried to rely on them last night to shut down San Antonio from scoring the whole game. I'm going to rely on my Memphis Grizzlies to shut down Orlando Magic tonight on the road again. This is back-to-back on the road, to shut down Orlando at home in the first half. So I'm grabbing Orlando to win. The first half. I mean, not Orlando, my fault. I'm relying on my Memphis Grizzlies to win the first half. Minus 144 on FanDuel. Just lock that in right there. There it is. Locked it in. Minus 144. My Grizzlies to win in the first half. That's why I was like, hold on. I didn't pick anything. I could have sworn I did or something. That's what it was. So I just had to wait for the line to open up. So because Orlando's they're like, as far as first halves for several games, they've only won 2 first half or something like that over the last 6 or 7 games or something like that. So that's why I was like, let me go on ahead and rely on my Grizzlies, see if they'll actually step up tonight after a loss against the Spurs. All right, next up, I'm going with the Jover, the over here for the Milwaukee Bucks at Washington. Main reason why I'm taking this one is because I definitely looked at what Milwaukee's doing on the road. Currently, the last 4 games, they're the away on the road they're 50-50, but the last 5 games they're 1-4 on the road. But Washington 5-0 and hitting this mark 80% of the time over the last 10 games. Again, 5-0 head-to-head matchup. Both times that they met in Washington, it went over. So I just said I'm just going to go ahead and follow this trend, the Washington trend, and this is it right here. I believe that this can go over to 229.5, which I grabbed it over on FanDuel. Still same spot, -110. So I'll take that one. Next up, I'm going to be a stickler with this one. I want to see what happens with this one. So I got this over on BetMGM. I'm fading the Knicks on the road. And now the number changed. I grabbed this a couple hours ago for the Knicks to go under their team total points at 114.5. As you see, it dipped up to +110. But I grabbed it BetMGM -102. As we look on here, they have been pretty much not covering this because they're averaging 126 points in totality, right? While the Cavs, though, their defense, they're actually allowing 112 when it's pertaining to points over the course of this season, right? And even when you look over here on the right here, even per, they're like ranked 4th as far as points. It says that they're averaging 118, but the last 5 games they're averaging 123. But head-to-head matchup, though, this is the main reason why I decided to take it, because the Cavs have been shutting them down. The Knicks are only averaging 102 points, whether on the road or at home. So, I'm believing that because one, they went under the team total last night, and then 2, they went into overtime, and now they're basically coming next door. Ohio and New York is not that far away. That maybe they're going to be a little tired. They're maybe, again, per the injuries, maybe OG still sits out, but maybe Hart plays, or maybe OG and Hart doesn't play, or both plays. I want to see if they both play, then yeah, my pick is probably going to fall through, but we'll see depending on what these 2 players do when coming back from these 2 injuries here. But we'll see. I was more so heavily leaning on the over, but I was like, you know what, I'm a test Cleveland's defense. I want to see, because again, they've been shutting them down this whole time. So I just want to see. Maybe this pick will make it do what it do. We'll see what happens. Next up is a player prop for the Heat at Toronto. And I don't pick him often, but when I do, I'm going to go on ahead and rely on RJ Barrett to score 20 points tonight. The over is 19.5. I grabbed this over, same spot, over on DraftKings, -110. Line hasn't moved. Per the small for position, they're actually allowing, their defense is actually allowing 22 points for Miami. He's hitting this mark 50% of the time. He's actually averaging 19 points over the last 10 games, and basically 19 points over the last 5. Head-to-head matchup, though, he's actually averaging 26 points. So that's the main reason why I grabbed this. Was this, and plus what the position of what they're allowing per the small forward position. So this is why I was just like, I'm just going to go ahead and see if RJ is going to go out here and get these 20 points tonight, son. I want to see if he can do that at home. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. Next up, real simple, real easy. I decided to rely on the San Antonio Spurs at home. I'm going with their team total points over 114.5 is -106 here on FanDuel now. I grabbed it because it was at this value a couple hours ago. DraftKings -110. Per the Detroit's defense, they are only allowing 113 points currently. And head-to-head matchup though, both times the Spurs have gone over this mark both times when playing against Detroit, whether at home or on the road. But again, that was last season though. They're averaging 127. But the last 10 games they're actually averaging 118. The last 5 games they're averaging 116. So it's like this just feels more of a comfortable selection. Either way, I kind of felt like you could have went either way of fading or relying on the Spurs to score or not score this 115. And like I said, originally I was like, well, and that's the other thing. When I really looked at it, too, the Detroit Pistons are actually, because I looked at it here on Outlier, when we look at Detroit on the road, they're actually 6-4 when holding a team from scoring 115 points. When we really look at the last 10 games at on the road here, as we see, they held Chicago back to back under the 115. Indiana went over on the 19th, but the Cavs and Orlando went under the mark. So technically, the last 5 games they're 4-1. But then after that, the Hawks, they held to 104. The Rockets to 96. But then the Knicks and the Nuggets scored over the mark, while Brooklyn scored under. So again, like I said, they're 6-4 currently with holding, with their defense holding teams to score to not score 115 points. So I want to see if they can do that here against the San Antonio Spurs after they came off of this pick from last night, where I tried to rely on them. Well, I mean, we'll fade their team total points, and now I'm relying on them tonight in tonight's game. So that's that pick. We'll see. Next up, another team total points. As you'll see per this channel, guys, that's what I'm going to be pushing for a lot more, is more team total points to fade or rely. I'm actually going to be looking to rely on and actually this number dipped up too, so maybe this means that this could possibly hit. So originally I took this pick again a couple hours ago. I'm relying on the Pelicans here tonight. Zion's supposed to be playing. He's supposed to be coming back. For them to go over their team total points, 115.5. I grabbed it on DraftKings at minus 115. The under at the time was 110. Let's see where it's at now. Again, like I said, it dipped up to 118. So it's 102, minus 102 for them to go over, and then minus 125 to go under. But again, that's not the number that I grabbed. I grabbed 115.5. Like I said, it dipped up to minus 140 over on BetMGM. So again, last 10 games, they're averaging 115 points on the nose. But the last 5 games, they're averaging 118 currently. Dallas's defense is allowing 114 points. Head-to-head matchup, though, this is the main reason that I picked this, is because they've only gone under this number one time, and that was last season. This season, back in November on the 19th, where Dallas held them to 91 points. But since then, more recently, even like last month, they scored definitely 119 and 136. So again, they're averaging 120 against the Dallas Mavericks currently, whether on the road or at home. So give me the Pelicans to score 116 points tonight. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's all the picks that I grabbed. Now let's dive into 2 live picks here that are fresh, that will be it. Okay, so here's the thing. I was looking at a couple of things for my Oklahoma City Thunder, but I was looking at Utah here. Again, this was just before the stream. I was thinking, should I go with the spread? Should I go with the total? Here's the stickler for this one. Injuries. Specifically for. Okay, so all right. So this changes stuff. So a couple hours ago, I didn't know what I wanted to pick with this pick. A couple of players were game time decision. They're no longer on the list. They're playing tonight. Now this helps me make a decision. Let's look at the spread. Because like I said, the spread dipped down 1 or half a point. It was 15. Like literally before I started streaming, I was really looking at this stuff an hour ago. Like now this was like an hour ago. So when we look at this head-to-head matchup, the Utah Jazz, and we really look at it specifically, even at home, they've been covering the spread against my Thunder. But they're covering the spread in general 83% of the time. Last 10 games, they're covering the spread 70% of the time. But let's look at it at home. They're covering the spread 80% of the time. Last 5 games, they've covered the spread all 5 games straight, 100%. While my Thunder have struggled to cover the number at all. They are really this is the reason why I look at this. My Thunder are, when we look at this, when it's pertaining to the number, again, it was 15, dipped down to 14 and a half. So literally it was 15 almost 40 something minutes ago, 30 something minutes ago. It was 8:17, it was 15. Now dipped down to 14 at 8:20 a.m. here. So look at what we've been doing on the road for my Thunder. We covered the 15 here when it was 15, but now it's 14. So it's saying we didn't. But originally it was 15. So we covered here against Minnesota, or sort of kind of didn't, whichever. But at my Grizzlies here, my Thunder lost to us. We lost. I mean, no, excuse me, we won, but we didn't cover the number. We won by 13. We won by 7 against Golden State, or excuse me, they lost and didn't cover. Lost by 7 at Golden State. We didn't cover against the Blazers on the road. We won by 10. Because as you're seeing, we're literally not. I think we're 3-7 if I'm really looking at this stuff here. Like I said, here there's 1, 2. Again, Philly, we blew them out by 16. 3 at Washington, blew them out. 4. Yeah, so we're 4-6 when trying to cover a large number. We're just not doing it. So now I'm gonna go on ahead and take is it on FanDuel? I'm gonna go on ahead and take this one. Hold on. Let's see. Because it looks like the line moved. It's still the same on FanDuel, actually. It's 15. Let me look at DraftKings real quick. So it's 14.5 on DraftKings. Since the line moved, I'm going to grab it where the line moved at 14. Minus 110 on DraftKings. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, originally, like I said, when I was looking at this, I was like, well, there's specific players that are game time decision for the Jazz. I don't know if I want to take it, but now that we are 14 minutes away from 9 a.m., they have decided to rule in some players. So I'm going to go on ahead and rely on the Jazz against my squad, and still hope that we still win the game. So we're gonna see what happens. Now, next live pick: Wolves at Rockets. Timberwolves have been a cover machine literally almost all of the last 10 games. Look at how beautiful that is. I gotta text my buddy. He's a young man at my job. He's a former coworker of mine, but he just shifted. I work in a hospital, so he shifted from my department and went to another department. But the great thing about it is he actually shifted to a different position in a different department that is on one of my floors. So I still see him, and we still get to chop it up and talk about basketball because he's a fan of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I think, and you know what? I think I'm going to text him because I think I'm going to go on ahead. I think I want to rely on the Timberwolves for this to cover the spread at 3 + 3.5. Let's really look at this. Timberwolves have actually been covering the spread. Even this season, they won at home by 13 points. But they've technically been covering most of the time against Houston. But hold on, let me see. Let's look at a way they covered both games last. Well, actually, this season too. Actually, so they're 2-0 this year currently at home. Houston has not been able to cover at all. They won. They're 1-1. No. They're 0-2 against Minnesota currently. Is this a revenge spot for them? What did the line open up? Was it 5? It looked like it went up 5. Went up to 5. So it started at 5, and then it dipped down to 3.5. Interesting stuff. So looks like it's just been sitting. Well, okay, went up 3 to 4.5. Went up 1. That was it overnight, literally around 12 a.m. But didn't last too long sitting at that number. And it looks like it just hasn't done. Okay, 4. Okay, so it's okay. So maybe I could have grabbed this around this time, but it decided to dip back down to 3.5. Because as we're looking here, it did dip up over the last, during this hour here during the stream. Okay, so I'm curious and wondering, why is that number like that? Let me see. Well, it's right here. Oh, that's why. Let me see. Let me look at it. Okay. Let's switch off. Let's do what I normally. Let me just look at the team total points here. I might fade Minnesota on the team total points. Let me see where it's at. It's 115 would be the. This is my favorite plus 100, but 107. They've gone over this a lot of the times though. Head-to-head matchup, they've gone over every time. This is letting us know that Rockets defense sucks. Plus, the Rockets defense is allowing 109 points over the last 10 games. And over here, Minnesota is actually averaging 112. Currently, they're averaging 117. Last 10 games, 113 the last 5. Let's look at. Again, this every time. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and take this DraftKings. DraftKings is racking up on my funds over here today. So it's minus 105. I'll take it. That's good enough value. Right. I'm going to rely on the Timberwolves to score 108 points tonight on the road. Because they're a cover machine. Look at this, 5 straight. If you would have laddered this from last season up to this point, you would have money in your pocket. 10, 20, 40. Yeah, you would have money in your pockets, huh? So yeah, last 5 games, 60%. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this here. Just say screw it. We'll see what happens with this pick. Next up, maybe it's the last one. Yep, last one. Golden State heading to Sacramento. It's been a little bit of a up and down thing with me trying to rely on a team to score on Sacramento. Like they are, as you see, look at this. They're averaging their defensive is allowing 116 points, but currently the Warriors are struggling to score 119 points. Head-to-head matchup, they're averaging 113. But the last 10 games, 115. Last 5, 116. I don't really feel comfortable taking this one. I really don't. Let me look at. Let's see. Because I haven't really relied on anybody for anything for both teams at all in a good while. Maybe I rely on Sabonis. It's been a long time since I've taken Sabonis rebounds. Like I don't think I've taken his rebounds like in a good while. Now he's averaging 15, literally on the nose. It's 100. Plus 100. This might be the one that I'll decide to grab. Let me see. They're allowing 13 rebounds per the position. Head-to-head matchup. Interesting stuff. Head-to-head matchup. They're actually shutting him down. He's averaging 13. He's only grabbed 15 2 times out of the last 7 games. And the last matchup, which was last month, they played him twice. And he went under and went over. But the most recent one he went over, he had 18. But again, that was on the road. So, but again, last 5 games, he's crushing. For the most part, 80%. About his passes. Oh, man. Because the team, again, because the trade and everything, the team can't, Fox isn't there anymore. They got Levine now. But it's plus 125. There's really they're only allowing 4 assists per the center position. It's for him to get 6 assists. If this was, let me see, it's not really beneficial for me to try to. I can't grab just 5. I wish I could. That's what one prize picks. The only way I would think to grab this is adding extra funds to the pick for him to get just 4. I mean, excuse me. Yeah. I'm gonna say. Sorry, just for him to get the 5. It's on DraftKings. I don't really know what I want to do here. It's sort of hitting 3s, sort of. They're allowing 9 per defense. Again, he's been sort of hitting 3s, sort of. 70%, 60%. Just looking for something. Steals? Not really. First quarter blocks. First quarter rebound. It's minus 225. So what if it's 5? It's not really doing much. More recent, he grabbed so many rebounds in the first quarter. It's on DraftKings for minus 105. I haven't done the first quarter in a while. Again, most recently, he's been grabbing these boards against them, at home and on the road. They're at home today. Let's look at it. 1-1. So 1-1 at home the last 10 games. 1-1 where he's had 5 or whatever, 4.5. Oh well. I'm gonna, let me see. Is there anything else? Because I'm thinking about doing that first quarter because I haven't done one in a while. For you to score 13 points. Struggling head-to-head matchup. Struggle. Per the position, they're allowing 28. It's minus 110 on BetMGM. This might be something I might grab off to the side, though. Let's see. Oh. They're allowing 6 assists per the position. This is 4 assists plus 105. That might be something I might parlay for we can say like 2 and then somebody else plus value, just 2 players, like a 2-player parlay, like him to get 3 assists and then somebody else to get 2 assists or 3 assists. I'm gonna do it. DraftKings has taken the portion of my picks. I'm just gonna stick with it. It's the last pick for the stream. Well, for the NBA. I'm gonna dive into college in a second. Like I said, I haven't taken a first quarter pick in a long time. I used to do first quarter parlays, like 3 leg, 4 legs, and it'd be like I'm like 40% hitting type of thing. So rebounds, first quarter, we're gonna go on ahead. Again, I bumped it up though, that's the thing. Bumped it up to 5 for the better value. This is alternate. Oops. So where are you? Nope. Here we go. There it is. Go right on ahead. I locked it in. As always, go follow me over on Twitter. I need to stop doing this later in the stream. Follow me over on Twitter at Vortex46 if you watched the whole entire stream up to this point. That's where I post mostly all of my picks over there. Trying to get more analytical with stuff, as far as analytics when it's pertaining to these picks, just to give people who are viewing my page more insight on reasons why I'm taking the picks. But yeah, I am gonna go on ahead and take a chance because he's only averaging 4 per game against them for this 5. He's 4 literally, so it's like 1 off, right? Head-to-head matchup 4, so there's a chance he can go 3 straight for this year of grabbing 5 rebounds, so that's that. All right, let's dive into these kids real quick, to the next generation of hopeful star NBA players to come. The only pick that I grabbed for college was the very first game here. Bowling Green heading to Toledo Rockets. Let's see if the number changed. Again, it's one of my favorite picks now currently. I'm hopeful to really get comfortable even more with this. Okay, the line moved, so it actually dipped up to here, which is minus 120 on FanDuel. But I grabbed this on BetMGM minus 110 for them to go under 83 points. But again, it dipped. So I'm upset that it dipped to the plus 100. So as you see, Toledo, they're actually averaging 80 points over the last 10 games, but last 5 games they're averaging 76, 75.8. And the Bowling Green, their defense is allowing 76 points as well. So it's literally around the same number. And in a head-to-head matchup, they're actually averaging 80 on the nose. But the recent game that they played against them at Bowling Green's Stadium, they scored 84 points. So I decided to go ahead and take the chance that Bowling Green on the road this time can hopefully, per their defense, can hopefully shut them down to not have them score 84 points tonight. Or excuse me, 83 points tonight. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's the first pick. Only real thing that I looked at per college. So now we can look at, I'm probably going to do maybe 3 more picks. And if I decide to pick anything else, it'll be, again, posted on my Twitter account. So be sure to follow it at Vortex46. So let's look at this here. Let's see. I'm going to look to take a spread. I'm going to be looking to take at least one spread per day, as I'm trying to get a feel of these spreads. Now, I'm glad that I took BYU spread, which was, I think it was plus 2.5, if I remember correctly. The other day when they hosted Kansas KU to head there, and they blew them out the water. So that was a great pick. Let's see. I don't really trust the bigger numbers a lot of times. I really don't. I could possibly take this Robert Morrison on the road. At home, to win by 15 plus points against Green Bay Phoenix, but I think I would rather fade Green Bay's team total points. That's just something that I'm thinking about. That's sometimes what I do when I'm looking at the stuff with the bigger spreads. Let's see. Anything else? Detroit. My homie. He's a Detroit. He's from Detroit. He's from Michigan. He sort of kind of is a fan of the Pistons, right? Let's see. Let's see. Mountain St. Mary's 4.5. They have the better record. Let's look at this here, shall we? See, St. Peter's is actually covering better. Let's look at it away. They're covering. Last 5 games alone, they're 4-1. 70%, while St. Peter's on the road or at home, they haven't been able to cover. Head-to-head matchup. They played once last year, they didn't cover. So I might take St. Peter's on this spread here. Just might do that. Let me see. Give me 1 second here though. At away. Okay, so they lost 3 straight now currently. They're 0-3 currently, but they're technically 2-3 over the last 5 games currently. But the last 10 games, so 2-4, 2-5, 3-6, 4-7, 5-8, or 5-10. Excuse me. When it's just pertaining to just winning. So let's look at St. Mary's is the favorite though. question is, like, are they? I don't think they're blowing teams out though. I don't think. Let me see. Are they? They're on the losing streak. When they win, again, when they win, they had a random against Fair. Both teams scored, 195 points. So, again, they're not really blowing teams out. Not really. Like, if they're winning, average-wise, it's like not even 10 points. It's like 5, 6 points, to be honest. What is the over? 132.5 minus 105. Again, when they're at home, the over hits. The last 2 games, it's gone over for St. Peter's on the road. What's their defense? Let's see. Oh. Okay. Are they? So they're not. So maybe, okay, per the if it's offense versus offense, St. Mary's has a better offense. Instead of me taking the spread, I'm gonna take the over, but it's not gonna be because I don't have anything on ESPN Bet here. I just got a notification Klay Thompson is cleared to play tonight. So this is on FanDuel because I don't have anything over on ESPN, and I don't feel like putting $10 on that account. Where are you? This is a 7 o'clock game. Okay. Like I said, instead of me taking the spread, I'm gonna take the over. $132.5. I want to test St. Mary's defense here. Again, per the offense, excuse me. Because per the defense, St. Peter's has a better defense when it's pertaining against 2 points, 3 points, and the field goal percentage, all of that stuff. So I want to see if they can shut this down and keep this number under the 133. We shall see. Now, FanDuel, per the money line for this game, that number actually changed. So St. Peter's is still sitting at the plus 170. Where did you go? So it's plus 172. That one didn't budge, but St. Mary Mountaineers, they're actually favored at minus 215 now. So that's just something that's to note. So I think this is the game of the night. Michigan State at Michigan. They're both cover machines over the last 10 games for the number. Let me see. Michigan's better as far as offense when it's going against Michigan State's defense. same thing. They're better at 3-point shooting as well. Let me look at the minus 108. I will say minus 108 is not my favorite number to try to bet and pick. Last 10 games, they're actually averaging 76 points over the last 10, but the last 5, 75. Michigan State's defense is only allowing 67 points. Head-to-head matchup, they've been shutting Michigan down last season. That's actually really, really good. And they won both games on the road and at home. But Michigan is a couple of ranks lower. Literally, like, man, this is literally. Do I want to fade this total, or do I want to take the total over? Let me see. The over has hit 5 straight games. Over has hit 80. No, excuse me. The under has hit. Okay, so I accidentally clicked on the under. So the under has hit 5 straight games. Even recently, you see, there's the over has hit 60% of the time. 2 out of the last 5 games has gone over. What do I want to do? Where did it start at? So it only dipped up 1 to 152 and a half. It was 151 when it opened. We look at Michigan State's team total points. 75 minus 110. BetMGM. Oh, excuse me, Caesars. They're averaging 76.6%, 74.60% last 5 games. Again, head-to-head matchup 77 total. They're at okay. So Michigan is allowing 71 points. What do I want to do for the game of the night? I don't know what I want to do with this pick. Because they're both. Again, it might be an offensive based game tonight. But look at the 3-pointers. It's not that much. See? Yeah. So I might actually fade the total points. That sounds like the wiser of the two. This has a chance to be a close game. This has a chance for either one to, like Michigan to win by 3, or Michigan State to lose by, but still cover the plus 2.5. Away. They've been sort of covering the number. Well, not sort of. They have. It's just as far as this 2.5 though. The actual number there, there's nothing on there to say that they've covered at all. Same thing with last game they didn't cover against Purdue, and it went under. So this one, the game before that against Oregon at home, it went over. So they've been going over the number twice. This is okay. Again, last game they went under in the battle. So what do I want to do here? I'm gonna. This works out. I haven't bet on Bet365 in a long time because a lot of the sports books don't have or did not have any good value over on BetMG, Bet365 in a while. So I'm gonna take this under. Eight o'clock. That's okay. I'm going to go with the trend. I'm going to go with the trend of last game, and I'm going to go with the trend of what Michigan has been doing. Michigan State has been doing on the road. That's going to be more of a close game and probably just barely go under the number. But we'll see what happens. This might be a really great game, high scoring game. Who knows? We shall see. But that is pick number 3 now, I think, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me keep looking. This might be a good one. 2.5. Same thing. It's a 2.5, but the over under is lower than the game of the night. Let's look away. They've covered 3 out of the last 5 going under. I mean, covering the spread. While Yola has covered the last 5 straight, whether they were favored or not. Plus a minus 120. Head-to-head matchup. They covered the last game, last season, at home. Let's look at what they've been doing lately. They've won 5 straight. Wow. Okay. 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. They're 3-2 on the road for Dayton. Let's see here. Let's see. Mix, but their defense. Okay, I think I got my spread here, guys. I'm gonna go on ahead and take. Oh, disappeared. Let's do it, huh? And that's that. Like I said, I'll do another 4 tonight. If I see anything else, probably more likely just one more, I will share that on my Twitter. But that's it. That's the pick. Those are the picks. I'll take it. Good enough stream for me. We'll see what happens with the NBA and the college basketball tonight. Let's get it. I feel comfortable with several of my picks for in total for everything. So good luck with everything. Leave some comments section below if you feel up to it. Let's talk about some things. Share your picks if you feel up to it for either NBA or college or both. And let's hope for the best for tonight. Throughout everything, you know, and everybody goes out there and does the job that we are hopeful that they will do. But with that, I will hopefully talk to you all tomorrow with hopefully a video for the 2 lock pick video for the NBA in the morning at 6 a.m. And if I see anything that stands out for anything, I'll probably hopefully do a live stream for tomorrow, stuff for tomorrow after work once I get home. But other than that, I'll holler at y'all later, guys. Peace.